I couldn't wait to post this video. So Tua just got another head injury. Was it 4 or 5 days since he got a back injury, what the Dolphins called it, on Sunday, which obviously looked like a concussion. If you've been following football, you've been following Miami Dolphins, Tua got injured against Buffalo, got really dizzy. And I'm a Buffalo fan, so I watched the whole thing, and I didn't want him to get hurt. But he got really dizzy, wobbled, he fell down, wobbled, he wobbled, and he fell down. Then they said they let him play the second half. It was like within 2 minutes remaining of the first half. Then they let him come back in the second half. After the game, they said it was a back and ankle injury that caused that, which was pretty obvious it wasn't. It seemed like it wasn't. No doctor, but I've seen some concussions. I've had some myself that looked like a concussion. It looked like it definitely looked like no ankle or back injury. So then he plays tonight against the Cincinnati Bengals, Thursday night, and he falls down and his fingers lock up. He is knocked out, froze up to another head injury. Now, I'm not one of these guys that thinks that we should put everybody in a bubble in football. I kind of get upset when they're with the illegal hits now and you can't play defense. I've been that guy. But you got to protect players from themselves. I don't care what he says. If you're a team doctor, you got to know that he was not okay. It was not a concussion. It was not a back or ankle injury. It was probably a head injury that needed to be examined. He needed to be a concussion protocol. Again, I'm not a doctor. I know I'm speaking out a lot, but it really pisses me off because you're not protecting a guy that's a competitor. If he was probably set out for a few weeks, he'd be just fine. But now it's going to be a lot longer road to recovery. If you've ever had a concussion, then you know how easy it is to get a second one really quick. And that's a lot worse. That second one's a lot worse if you have another one right after that. That's why you need to be in concussion protocol. I'm just ashamed to see that the NFL organization, and I'm usually for the organization, they didn't mean that. They're trying to take care of the players. No. I feel like exactly the opposite in this case. I feel like it was horrible. It's a shame. It's a dark look on the NFL as a whole, but just on the Miami Dolphins. I'm going drastic here, but I know we don't know the whole story yet, but I wouldn't be upset. They took draft picks away from Miami. Somehow find a way to protect this kid. I'm praying for Tua. He seemed like such a great guy. He was having a breakout year. I hope he can come back better, but we've got to protect the players. Now, also in that same sense, I don't want us to overprotect and say, oh my God, he's got to sit down for 6 games if something, if anything happens, if we don't know. But that's what doctors are there for. Doctors can diagnose these problems. We should have really went through that and diagnosed that problem, get them right, and make sure he's safe on the field. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think the Miami Dolphins were wrong? Do you think it was a back injury? Am I wrong for being so upset over this? And I'm not a Dolphin fan. I'm a player fan. I'm an NFL fan. I just saw that, and that was just egregious what I saw. It was a blatant concussion on Sunday. He's playing 4 or 5 days later, and gets even worse when it looks horrible on TV. I think the Dolphins should get blasted for this. I was saying this beforehand. I had to put it on some of my social media posts. That looks obviously like a concussion. I do not know how they're letting him play. It was even tweeted by someone else. If he gets a second concussion tonight, it's going to be a dark cloud over this NFL concussion protocol and show the holes in it. It's going to lead up to a lot of lawsuits. I would assume that this will. And it's going to lead up to a lot more safety that we need to get. We need to take a step back, look at the concussions again, and do a little bit better. I know concussions have went down in the NFL, but have they went down because we're not reporting them, or have they went down because they've actually went down? Because players do want to hide it too. They want to hide it, and you can't. I know that's hard, but that's why the doctors had to take control. Now, I know sometimes you might not be no, but this one seems so obvious. Let me know your thoughts on this. Anyways, hope you guys having a great day. Hope you're watching some football, enjoying your life, and let's go get results, baby.